Hey everyone, how are you? Listen, I get it. You want to put your house on the market and you started looking around and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to manage this declutter? You're overwhelmed. Today we're going to talk about 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 easy steps that you can start right away to get your house decluttered and ready to go for the market. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Krista Core-Powell and I'm with eXp Realty and I'm your trusted property pro here in the Atlanta area. I focus on the south side of Atlanta, so southeast, southwest, where you're at, that's where I am. So let's get started. First off with number 1. You know what they say, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So you're gonna start with a plan. Part of starting with a plan is really just to kind of get your head right, because it's overwhelming. You look around, you're like, I don't know where to start. But if you have a list, and so what I would recommend is title it Decluttering Plan. And on that declutter plan, you are going to have things like living room, bathroom, primary bedroom, little Johnny's room, garage, whatever. Whatever's in your house, go through that and make that list. And then you're just gonna tackle what's the saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time? You're gonna tackle it one bite at a time. And so you're really gonna tackle those areas one by one so you're less overwhelmed. So you don't feel like, oh my gosh, this is never gonna happen. Because you're only gonna be like, okay, today, we're starting with this room and I have 2 hours. So I'm gonna focus on that in that 2 hours. So I think time blocking and having a plan is really gonna be the best way to preserve your sanity and make this achievable for you, right? Because we wanna have achievable goals. All right, so the next thing, we have a plan, all right? We know what we're doing, we know when we're gonna do it, it's gonna be amazing. Then we wanna think about how we're gonna sort the items that are in each of these spaces. So what I want you to do is you're gonna make 3 boxes, right? So you're gonna have one for keep, one for donate, and one for discard. Let's be honest with ourselves, there are lots of things that we maybe have been hanging on to that we need to get rid of. Guilty. Listen, my house is made of glass. This is a safe space. So what I want you to think about when you're doing that is, when was the last time you used something? Obviously, if it's seasonal, those maybe have slightly different rules in terms of how long you may keep something for. But as a good rule of thumb, if you haven't used something in a year or 2, might be time to get rid of it. In addition to that, you also want to think, do I want to pay to move this item? If you're hiring movers, you're hiring a moving truck, you're buying boxes, all of these are costs associated with selling your home and moving out. So that's something I use for myself. Do I really want to pay to move this shirt that I got at a, work event like 6 years ago? No. So maybe we can donate that shirt to someone else. Find it a better home, right? In addition to that, discarding things. I know sometimes I get questions from people like, how do I, discard this item or that item? What I'll do for the Atlanta area, because I have information for you guys, is I'll provide a link down below to some places that you can reach out to that will recycle things like computers, old phones, digital equipment. Another cool place for you to take sheets, towels, pillows that you're not using anymore is the ASPCA or any animal shelter, because they'll use those to make nice, comfy beds for the animals that are in the shelter. So that's a good place for that too. But so you want to have this as part of the plan, and you want to have your keep, donate, and discard piles, right? Or boxes ideally. So almost like you're starting to pack before you even start packing. So just, again, we're making the process seamless. So now that we've done all of that and we've discarded things and we took our old sheets and towels to the shelter and we're feeling good, now what we're gonna do is optimize our storage space. I hate to break the news to you. If this is your first time selling a home, the buyers are going to look in your closet. The way you might clean the house when I come over and you're like, no, you don't know me that well. And you're like, let's shove everything in the closet and it'll look nice and pristine, will not work for selling a house. You have to organize the closets because they're gonna open every single cabinet, every single door, I assure you. And so when you're thinking about that now, what you wanna think is that buyers love to have ample storage. They wanna see that the house can be organized and can fit all their stuff in it. Because the other thing that's really important to remember in this process is you are wanting to create a space that potential buyer can see themselves living in, because you need them to have that connection in order to make an offer, in order to sell your home. So you want to organize the closets, cabinet, pantry, so you can showcase their potential and see like how they could look. Now, another thing you also want to think about is if you need to make a run to, like a Home Depot or Target or something to get some storage bins to organize it, that would be a good idea, because again, that can help demonstrate to a potential buyer what the space would look like if they were in it. So you've got that. The next thing you want to do, and this is number 4 now, I want to say that oftentimes this is one of the trickier ones for my clients, is the depersonalizing your home. And I know it's your home and you live there and you have these beautiful memories, but you sort of want to remove things like family photos and personal memorabilia, because again, what is our goal? Our goal is to help buyers envision themselves living in that space, living in that home. And so when you remove personal items and like really unique decorations, awards, things of that nature, again, it's making the space look like they could put themselves in it. So that's really, really important. Also, a neutral space is just going to appeal to a broader audience. And remember, we want to appeal to as many people as possible. And you want to make it so that when, if you were to work with me, for example, and I bring in my photographer and my videographer, and, I'm doing like a walkthrough tour on YouTube, and when I'm doing all of these things, you are able to present a space that appeals to lots and lots of people. So we have a better chance of selling your home at the price that you'd like to sell it for, and quickly. So we're not sitting on the market for months and months and months. So it really does matter. Now, number 5 is challenging sometimes, and it's just part of the home selling process. So I'm giving this to you with a big warm hug. You have to maintain a clutter-free home. While your house is listed and we have our for sale sign outside and people are coming in for showings, maybe we're having some open houses, we're doing all this stuff, we're having virtual tours, we're doing all these things. You have to keep the house in that same sort of clutter-free, really pristine, really clear condition. So you got to keep it that way. It just is what it is. So you want to think of setting up some daily habits where you're constantly putting things back and making sure everything's in their place so that your home is always show ready. So if you get a call, you can be ready in 30 minutes, an hour to be like, hey, sure, no worries. We'll go grab something to eat and come back. Because again, I also don't recommend being in your house for the showing. And that's a whole other conversation we can have. It's a lot and it's just better to not be there. So really, really hope that these 5 steps help you. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Always happy to answer questions. You can put them down there. You can shoot me a DM. You can text me or email me. We have lots of options to reach out to me. But if you follow these 5 steps, I really think you'll be able to create a welcoming environment that's going to appeal to all the potential buyers and help your home sell faster. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It really, really helps people like yourself find this information and hopefully get their home ready to go on the market as well. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Your Atlanta Property Pro, Krista.